What is up? Are we there yet? You have patch notes yet? I don't think we do. Oh. Well, we got a week. It's not exactly the week I had planned. Not exactly the week I was looking forward to either. I was feeling it in a major way. It feels like I've been having ideas, not necessarily always good, but stuff that was getting me really excited the last like 24 to 48 hours. And I was probably overdue for this, but normally, so I've been pretty good for most of the time playing this game about the join button. I've only joined, I went and looked, I've joined once on accident in the past. And I was just like planning through things, trying to think through matchups. I don't know how, I don't know why. This was just like a complete autopilot. All I know is I think I wanted to like go check the GAC leaderboard. So my muscle memory was just like, we go down to GAC and then start clicking the enter button. And the next thing I knew, like by the time that I realized what was going on, I had joined GAC and I was like all the way into the board. It was just like, oh no. So it wasn't necessarily that bad, especially for an accidental join, and especially for how my mods usually go. I actually had already pulled up my mod loadout from last week, and had started to make some changes. So not the biggest changes. A couple of characters are missing mods, and my Treya has 3 offense sets and 3 health sets. Also, I did relegate Kiadi Mundi and then locked him in with 5 mods because that's just how he was before. So it's a weird week. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. We're in Chromium week. We are locked in. The update hit. BG still does not put the patch notes out. The one of the biggest things, this could end up being a saving grace. It all depends on what's about to happen in a couple of minutes here. Is I didn't gear shore. And that's actually like, this is either really sick, depending on what news we get, or it was just a missed opportunity. But that Darth Revan counter actually needs to undergo some major reworks that I got some really, really nice testing that showed just a completely different way the match could play. And it needs to go back to the drawing board, but more specifically, I actually might still end up gearing shore anyway, depending on the news we get from CG or anything. It's just easier to tweak and build counters when you can do it yourself, right? Like, just completely appreciate the people who are willing to help me test, but sometimes I'm like, you get so fiddly, and you're just like, let's try this mod set, and at some point you just feel like you're torturing someone. So yeah, we don't have shore. We're basically on the same loadout as last week, except for slightly worse. So, stellar praise. Join GSC the same way. I feel like I dodged a bullet for the most part. I was just disappointed because there was some super spicy stuff I wanted to try this week. Yeah, what's up, Gabion? What's up, everyone? What's up, Ben? Yeah, we're just kind of waiting on CG right now. Alright, it's in game. Still no patch notes. And the game's taking a minute to load. Galactic Conquest begins. So, are we not? Maybe today just isn't going to be a content update at all. I was wondering if it might be a week wait. Like, they might wait to populate everything and do the stuff they were going to do until when Conquest starts. Energy pack. Get 900 energy, 600 crystal. Oh, they're bringing these back again. I'm not seeing... I'll check some Mandalorians? Like, is Razor Crest in game? That should be the #1, like, indicator, right? No, Razor Crest is totally in game. What are my thoughts on the Razor Crest? It's really hard to say. The mark mechanic kind of singles it out immediately as probably being an anti-negotiator role. The general lack of them having a dedicated capital ship means that it's mostly just going to be a test of their tool, ultimately. And it's really hard to analyze that right now. I'm not thrilled about the possibility of gearing Cad Bane or IG-11. I mean, mine are already gear 11, but just I don't know what their gear 12 plus is. YouTube is fine this time. It's hard to say. YouTube has been giving me issues in a few ways lately that I might switch to just streaming on Twitch. I'm not sure yet. Haven't decided. Got data mine. Title update. Alright. Data mines are flying. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, so we don't have any indication yet. Yeah, we might just be waiting until March. Alright, I mean, we could... I guess. This is mostly fixes, so this might not even be worth, like, a patch note review. I knew that there was a possibility, especially since we already knew that Conquest was gonna be next week, that everything else might just come with it. Although, I tried to go back into the SWGH event server. I could have sworn that Doja or Crumb hinted that we were getting touch-ups coming and couldn't find receipts on them. And I'm pretty sure I'd made screenshots of them before, so... this is just all fixes and Razor Crests. The March calendar and Conquest table exists and starts in a week. Whatever. Let's take a look. Yeah, kind of... No Catan, I guess. Yeah, I saw some Conquest feats. That would honestly almost might even be more worthy of a look than this, because that would indicate, like, do we need faction characters? Do we need specific characters? Or whatever. That's weird, but okay. Get what that might be misleading to some people. Don't really care. Oh wait, that's actually sick. God, this was such an annoying thing for gameplay flow. God, how are they still not monetizing 63? Yeah, that's really nice. It used to be so annoying to go in, like, if you were going in and out and going between, like, board and back ends them, it just disrupted the flow. So this is a very small change. Just a small time saver, but actually does in fact how I play the game. So, not bad. Don't really care. I don't know. I heard about a double loot. I don't know if I've really heard about this one. No, I have heard about this one. Though. Was it not supposed to persist after death? I mean, it had a one-turn duration. Didn't realize that was an issue. So even more BSF nerfs? I mean, it's small in this case, but still actually is just weakening her presence on the board. My god. Right, some bug fixes. That's an interesting niche use case. Actually, no, that's kind of funny. Oh, they fixed that bug. Oh, man. Okay, so this is actually what was happening in those LSTV streams when sometimes we would just get to aim at Poggle at the start. And I was always so used to aiming at Brute that I would never actually get to use it, but I guess that's gone now. Wait, what? Oh, this is just like one of those weird exceptions. think this had to do with summon overlap, or that it caused some sort of big bug. What? They nerfed. What did it? This is like a fun thing. This is actually just a fun part of it, was trying to keep him rolling with the shields. Why get rid of that? I mean, it was already easy enough for Jedi. Sure, why not, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just waiting another week. Shoot. And this means that it should be another 7-month period, so the lock, or every day period, so the lock should be before the patch notes again, so I'm still just waiting, I guess. This is where we're at. I was potentially just gonna gear ashore right now if we didn't get anything, but this is so little of anything that it's just like, okay. Okay, I saw this. I thought this was like, when they did the 5s fix for Unbreakable Will, I thought that this was just like their band-aid fix. I wasn't sure if this was supposed to be happening. Unbreakable Will was just kind of nuts early on. Are they saying that it no longer does this, or are they saying that they made it do it? I thought they fixed that a while back. Like a month and change ago. Eh, whatever. There's just a bunch of bug fixes. Man, we really are just tuned back in another week, I guess, for what the actual drops are gonna be. Or is there more news? Let's see. Yeah, what's up, Liam? I'm just gonna go poke around real quick. In a tag. No. Win the battle with no tanks in your squad. Win the battle without using any support. Win without using any public. Get turn meter. Use abilities. Back out a turn. Full squad Jedi. Full squad Imp Trooper. Eee. So we are just getting some feats that are just like, you must have a team for this faction. That's less than ideal for people. Again, I think with some of those gear pieces, as we talked about last night, I do think there's room to just be able to take a weak team and allow them to perform. You know, you tuck on some of those damage buffs. You can make a gear 11 or gear 12 Imp Troopers swing like champs. Yeah, there's really not that much to discuss here. Hate the JK ship bug. Wait, I think it mentions. I didn't see ETA mentioned. Are you saying that you wish that was? The week 2 bracket looked more spicy than last. Yeah, I don't know. These patches are kind of whatever. I'm a little bit disappointed. Let's just go back to the main event then. We're on GAC. I was really hoping that we would get, like, today could be the reworks or Bo-Katan or whatever. It would be really weird if Bo-Katan wasn't coming after Crumb decided to respond to the Bo-Katan comment with 14. I guess it's just possible that she could just drop later as like a news reveal? Soon? Oh, well. Wait. Sorry, the data mines are still rolling in. Still kind of nothing. Alright, yeah. It's I think today is just Conquest, unfortunately. I still don't get the 14 with Bo-Katan, but... So the GAC bracket look more spicy than the last. Yeah, let's move on. So... yes and no. It's not where I want it to be. I have made some progress. I actually think I just want to keep this as a running trend in the future. We could do Chromium every week in week 2. It did at least get the end goal that I want is I want to be able to fight the people that I'm fighting in Territory Wars, but in Grand Arena. Which, yeah, it's just like, I'm in a top guild. I fight against top guilds. I would like to be able to continue to do that in the 1v1 mode. Closest I've gotten now is I at least have seen in my bracket someone from FC Alpha, which is our alliance mate. So, progress, I guess. And yeah, I think like every other week aside, right? I think the ranks just are just too wide. The pool is too wide. I just don't think I expect to ever really land on much in week 1, 3, and 4. But week 2 seems like an opportunity to try to line things up. So I think it seems worthwhile. I'd like to keep on doing it in the future. Just do it every month. Plus, we got the confirmation we're returning to 3v3. I think it is just time. I will start doing like learning 3v3 counters, taking it more seriously. Still not gearing for it. I feel the same way about ships in 3v3 at this point, which is like, I'm going to treat them as valid. I'm going to take them seriously. I'm not going to gear stuff for 3v3, just like I don't plan to gear trash ground pilots for their ships. But yeah, I think it'll be good. So yeah, we have kind of the same plan as last week with some changes. I had to do some like last minute tweaks. Taking 3v3 seriously? I mostly just mean researching offense counters because I was basically just playing blind for the most part. I knew some things, but I never really looked at like turn orders or thought through anything. It was just like, yeah, sure, this sounds nice enough. Actually, gotta move forward. 1 second. This is the one downside of the Merc that I moved to is they have a 30-minute window, and I want to grab this before we go. Yeah, we got a spicy defense. We'll get to that in a second. Apologize. The one issue with this time slot in the Merc time slot that I have. So basically, for the matchup for today, I can kind of talk over it as can we get an update for the guild search actually? How, God, these guild names are so... I'm just grabbing every guild with the in it at this point. It's just unfortunate. Alright, we're good. We're in action. The 900 energy for 600 crystals, I think it's like slightly better than the 100 refreshes. I think I remember liking to do those for mod energy. Alright. We're in good shape. The Maul whales are already hoarding energy. What, for the next Galactic Legends? I guess if you already own everything in the game though, then you're just bulking energy over time to get the next Galactic Legends ASAP. I guess that makes sense. If you're like, if gear, finishers, all that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, Galactic Legends have a 2-month announcement window, right? So that's kind of insane, but I believe it. I mean, that's just what... Hey, whatever. We beat Maul 3 today, so... Take it. That's what we're up against. So be it. Yeah. So yeah, we have a fairly spicy defense placement. We are in effectively a 4 versus 3 GL setup just because they have Sith Eternal Emperor without the ultimates. This kind of is what it is. That'll be a while with no announcement yet. That's kind of the thing. We do have a build-up time, at least with the Galactic Legend events we've gotten so far. CG doesn't just, like, surprise drop them, right? There's a 2-month... There's the whole, like, you know, every week or two we get the next reveal of announcements. Am I hoarding energy yet? What? No. I'm, like, so behind on everything. Yeah, I barely just got to the gear requirements for sure last night and almost did it. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm trying some weird stuff for today that I almost don't even want to talk about what I'm doing next week because I would be more excited to reveal it. But because of our missing mods, I did have to try some weird stuff. So we do have some jank. We've got 364 Gideon on defense. They aren't really... So I think Imp Troopers on defense actually could have some potential, even though Gideon does do the armor shred first. He's fast, and just existing and taking a turn, he'll pass 10% turn meter over here. So Piet is clocked to pass the ball, but because I never really expected to be planning them on defense because that wasn't the game plan at all, we do run into a couple of hypothetical issues real quick here, as we don't have Stark as fast. But the reason why I want to do it anyway is because if we go ahead and look at what we see on the right side here, he actually just posted most of his teams. I'm expecting even more of this, by the way, especially because I don't think they're going to be planning to post any Galactic Legends in this scenario. I think that they feel the pressure that I feel that I should be putting out of, they got to hold everything. So we see JTR in defense immediately. That's already a good sign. We have Darth Revan, who potentially threatens one of my usual setups as well. Padme was nice to see. JTR with the RH Bros I was expecting, as well as, I think, they actually might have switched, they might have gone even lighter than usual, but I believe that we will see Shakti clones in the rear. No, this is alive. Yeah, we went over the patch notes. It was kind of, it was a little bit of a bummer. They were kind of considering what I was hoping for or expecting. I think everything is just going to be dropping next week. If anything is dropping, like how do we get a 14 Bo-Katan tease and then we end up with no Katan? Feels bad. Yeah. Wait. Patch notes it's live? Yeah, but it starts in a week. Okay. It starts on March 1st. Nothing to see here, unfortunately. Move along. They had our hopes up for Bo. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Like, again, I think it's healthy to keep an open mind, you know, don't go in expecting... Like, expect nothing, you'll never be disappointed type deal, but maybe hope for the best. This is a good way to put it. But yeah, so, you know, we got a Darth Revan. I don't think it was clocked necessarily strangely. Maybe a little bit of extra bulk, but I'm probably just gonna do Watt with Vader this time around. I don't think, especially not having Shore Trooper, I don't think I'm trying to burn down any barns yet. Yeah. I think that this should be a fairly light defense for us this time around. I think that even knowing that, my defense actually could still give him a run for his own money, you know, not necessarily guaranteeing the full clear for him. We'll see. Yeah, so I think it's a good time as any. Do it. So this Padme is actually offering a fairly nice Nest matchup again. Potency's not really there. We did a Barris last time. We actually had a really, really clean Nest versus Padme last time. This feels like the most cursed way to start off Grand Arena streams is with a Nest solo that takes almost 5 minutes consistently. But people just, look, I don't, it's not my fault that people post their Padme from south. It's an interesting Dooku team. It's, I don't expect it to matter for us much. Yeah, 299 isn't burning down any barns. And she's got a weird, like, speed, tenacity hybrid that doesn't really achieve either that much. I think we'll be fine. But yes, I think we're just immediately diving in with the slowest matchup in the game. Don't worry about it. There. We are Padme, right? So yeah, our offense for the most part is, I think, actually completely unaffected by the remod. I guess I held Mandalorian because he was on some bad modding issues, so I guess in that respect, we have a character on offense that is missing a mod, but we're on Anakin Auto Basic. Actually the longest I've ever seen Kira stay alive. Alright, same thing. we're in more of a proactive role now. We're just looking for opportunities. I'm gonna let Ness cook for about 2 minutes here, maybe 2.5, and look for an opportunity where Anakin doesn't have foresight, doesn't have purple protection, and look to see if we can grab a nice snipe on him. Play Swampo for what? I mean, the Django spy idea is kind of cute in that, like, you're trying to just give a weapon tech target that's gonna, or a tank tech target that's gonna try to do some guaranteed damage. But let's see. Why are we targeted on GK suddenly? It doesn't really matter. We're just stacking damage for now, but not until the game can do that. Please tell me this isn't some weird bug with the update. We're gonna have to keep our eyes on game. Okay, we're fine. I guess for whatever reason the game just decided to start hitting GK. I got nothing. There should be no way that Anakin actually gets got here. I'm a little bit surprised that we're keeping up pressure on him. That doesn't help. We're also getting a lot of counters on Anakin. I wonder, this Padme team just seems clocked. Okay. We're watching Anakin's turn meter, we're watching Nest's turn meter. Hopefully Anakin goes before us. This is exactly what we want. Anakin dead. We're on target. Anakin dead before 2 minutes. We're feeling pretty happy. Take an auto off so that we can get our targeting on Padme next. And then we're just waiting for the same exact scenario. Yeah, I feel pretty alright about this at this point. I mean, that Nest nuke was kind of scary, but... So ideally, if we're gonna get a Padme snipe, we want to wait for her to kick. So she should be on heal next that she might not use, actually. This foresight's an issue, though. She'll probably use heal now. Basic into kick again. So 2 turns from Padme would be our next main chance. This lock protection. Oh. I was really hoping that we almost might have gotten that. Counterattack sucks. Alright, we actually might just be in danger of timeout here. Damn. A little bit too short, a little bit too low on offense. I actually did point out last time that my Nest is actually missing a little bit of damage. I wonder. 250's a little bit slower than usual. S15 is actually really slow. They were actually just going less, which meant that we were getting less damage. It also meant that we were counterattacking a lot more because actually if GK was a lot faster than them as well. GK was actually the fastest on that team, wow. Huh. It did lead to us counterattacking people a lot more when usually those counterattacks, like GK usually ends up being slower and everyone else ends up being faster. Huh. A bit unfortunate on that one. I don't know. I mean, is there anything else we can really give Nest though? Unless I just started, like, there is a point in time soon. Hopefully, ideally, once I get 25 plus speed mods, which we're actually fairly close to now. There actually is almost an argument to just go fishing, like, especially on a mod like this. Like, honestly, if you're doing Tenacity set, you probably want to do it on a secondary instead. But I do... like, this would actually be a sick roll. The crit chance is actually a dead roll here. But this is a 75% chance to just make Nest better for this matchup, ideally. Now, if I could switch from that top one... like, if we hit Tenacity once, we take this to 60, his Tenacity goes to 6%, we make this swap easy, we get that extra offense, and I think we're suddenly in a lot better spot for having kill power. Three burns at a... that's for Padme is the class special? Yeah, class was the original one. It's just... yeah, I don't know. It really is just like a stat check, right? Sometimes it just doesn't come up quite the way you hoped. I mean, we do have a Relic 7 Nest. She is a little bit better than she's been. And this Padme wasn't even necessarily the strongest she's been. But you could see, right? If I show you the stuff I'm working with. For the most part, we've gone all in on high tenacity rolls at the cost of other relevant stats. So, we do have some offense primary. Our primaries are kind of where they need to be, but like, you look at the bottom of this mod, right? This is here because we have a 10 on the tenacity. And that helps us for our purpose. This is also a lot of potential missing speed. There's a lot of potential missing offense that, you know, this is basically a risk. This is saying that I can usually, most of the time, a large majority of the time, get away with skipping that offense, and it's going to work out in most matchups. So, I mean, hey, you could argue that this was 100% a scenario where... yeah. You know, we do have options to start injecting some offense back into our Nest if we feel the need. Obviously, we're kind of just at the mercy of what tenacity mods I have, what I have farmed, and some, like, we aren't really on that much special. Like, there are ways that we can start adding it back in. I don't know, a little bit unfortunate on that one. I mean, but again, this counter is just all about trying to get the best mods that you can. And we, like, I would absolutely call this one and even this one kind of corner cutting. Like, the tenacity gets you to be able to run a matchup in the first place, but then from there, you do need speed offense. The crit damage, the offense, primaries. Yeah. No. Backfire at that time, I don't think it really impacts our chance to win, but I guess it depends on how light that they went in the process. I guess it does mean we need to figure out what kills this for cheap. Is there a chance that I'm going to regret not having GBA here? I don't think so. I don't think my Geos are really rated to... I mean, Geos against New Dooku back in the day was something that I ran. I think for what we have left, Geos probably feel fine here. Ahsoka can get Brute off with an assist, but I think we'll have plenty of chances to get access back. Yeah, this seems fine to me. We'll stack up Spy for a bit, switch targeting. We could probably even just mark on GK. They don't have Padme though. Yeah. We don't need to press any buttons. Do we get full 2 meter with Soldier? We should. We can hit the special without getting punished. We didn't actually crit on this. Doesn't matter. Alright, Spy's getting pretty stacked up. I think we can probably just keep pushing at this point. Or we could just almost kill her anyway. Sure. Pretty much as expected. Okay. So for this, I haven't actually played around with trimming down fully yet. I do feel like this... Oh god, I spent all 3. Wait a minute, what does that mean? I mean, we could just jam in Watt. Watt should still be faster than Vader. I think Vader hit a slice that actually might put him faster. Would be a pain. 65, so he's plus 16, plus 24. 289. Watt's still faster. We could just open tank tech. Let's see. Go 2, that's fine. Guaranteed to get out. Also fine. Is this like fast U? Fast Malak actually would have been an issue here, not having L3. Okay, so I think we go fairly unpunished here. I did post L3 over yonder. Just trying to force his hand in a couple of ways, and we'll see if it pays off, but I think absolutely should. Okay, so we need to try some weird stuff. Should be fine. Actually, we might not even need to open Watt tank tech, but I don't think it really matters. Both pieces are going down before. Who happiest here? Who do we not feel bad about spending here? Not the primaries I was necessarily hoping to see. We're probably obligated to still hold Old Ben for a possibility of needing to use him rear. Yeah, neither of you are really built for use here. I guess this is just a question of who has the most bulk. I mean, his protection was terrible. Good choice. $77K, not bad. 77K is usable. I don't assume... Yeah, space. Near contesting. I gotta hold the Sep droids. You're... Yeah, Finn's better. Well... $67% armor. There's no way Elmar can contest that. Yeah, okay, fine. Welcome to the party, pal. I guess we could just jam an extra tank? It really does nothing here. Like a cleanse or something? I mean, this is basically Shore Trooper, right? So he'll gain 20% on Bastila turn, plus at minimum another 20% if the fear hits him. So he could actually... Do we even have this ability upgraded? Defense up and health up for 2 turns. so he won't give health up to Finn, which is good. This is such a bad idea. Where is it? How does this character work again? I remember the 50% on that. Okay. There's no way that he has better protection than. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Oh god, yeah, no wonder we absolutely have to have been tank tech. Glad I didn't mistake that. I think I'm gonna crush on Malik because we want to keep him talking in a second. Alright. Hello. Goodbye. Have a good one. Peace out. And then I don't think we bother going fishing yet. Chill. I think we're fracture. I think we're having a good time. Yeah, defense up. Why not? What's up? Hello. You get out of here. Done with you. Alright, that sucks. You could land a stun here. This is oh, he's a god. We just need the special act. Look at this. This presence. The lead ability to get the fear off of Vader. On toggling him. We're actually back in Merciless Massacre. This probably doesn't kill him. Gonna do it anyway. Never mind. He's absolutely done. Alright. Huh. Well, just, yeah. I mean, look, whatever. You can chuck in Vader, the Throne Lead, and Watt, and, like, it could honestly, I probably should have waited to see what the rear reveal was first, but no, I feel conviction about that. Like, it could have been Baze Malbus there, or it could have been anyone. Like, just jam, my Gear 8 Short Trooper would actually probably just be fine for that role. It'd be bad banners, he would die immediately, but nothing really happens. It's overkill. We just have to figure out the part. Yeah, see, easy. I was expecting all of this. This is why I'm actually feeling pretty good about what we have left. All of their teams that could contest high speed, granted, we are actually missing some high speed setups to be able to have, but they almost did the opposite of what people usually do when they plan their GAC defense. Most people will want to keep all of their, like, efficiency teams, so like a JTR who can control and usually keep control over banners for easy 60, especially with the bros, if that's the planned combo. GG against CLS. I kind of wish I had my CLS on defense now, but I also don't, because we're going to get to that in a second. Shakti clones is actually one of the biggest ways that people would break down some of my speed traps. So, I was super happy to see that as being on defense. I was really, really bummed to realize that I didn't have a good way to punish it aside from, like, the usual Mon Mothma stuff. Kind of like bounty hunters, I guess. His imp troopers weren't fast enough. So I'm really curious. Like, even though we just took a fail, I feel really confident in our odds here, just because, like, my bounty hunters aren't even clocked for defense anymore, but they're already in a position where they're gonna start giving dude trouble. So we have, like, this isn't even a fast boss. This is actually, like, a fairly slow boss. It's a 337 boss with a 336 Grief Karga and then a 305 Django, which is actually, like, kind of a waste of speed on Django, but it's just how it is today. And that team is normally pretty pushover for, like, a JTR, but the dude just has nothing, right? So I feel good, even though it sucks to lose a battle when you're attacking first and just not know what the consequences of that are going to be. I feel pretty okay. I don't know if that makes sense. I still hate this counter, though. God, is there We held GG knowing that there was probably going to be CLS. I still have to, like, most of the time, not even half, a good majority of the time, it works out fine, but it can just go sideways in a way that I am deeply uncomfortable with. CLS versus JKR, though, would feel really bad. JML versus CLS, maybe. We know that we're not needing JML for any real anti-Galactic Legend duty, so we do just get to delete one team now. Let's find out how dangerous they'll be first. 290 is not that fast, especially with no speed lead. I mean, good on them. Most people are getting pretty lazy with BB-8 and JTR speeds these days. 282. Okay. So the JTR moves. Even with double droid, she'll be coming in early. Our options are Night Sisters, Padme, Jedi medley, just kind of a general lightsaber mishmash. We have a GG, typically meant for CLS, but in a way that I'm not super fond of. We have 501sts. Yeah, I have a lot of options still, actually. Okay, let's get this out. Night Sisters can actually take JTR lead, but if you hit an unlucky piece of RNG, or if the AI just happens to play it right, you just auto-lose. So we're probably going to avoid that. CLS has to be the strongest team. I don't know if I really trust. I guess we could try to get Jedi Overkill. The banners aren't going to be that great, though. If we spec Jolie, they happen to shoot Jolie, though. I mean, he isn't really tenacity built anymore. Somewhat. He's kind of just trash modded all around. Dude just sits in a JML team and pretends like he's doing anything. That could still feed them Terminator. He does still have a lot of tenacity. That is going to give CLS lead resists. I don't feel super great about this matchup banner-wise. But then again, CLS isn't exactly... Or GG versus CLS isn't exactly bringing the banners home. We could just mirror. Yeah, Arhan has a ridiculous speed advantage in mirror. If we go JML up here and CLS down here, I haven't done CLS versus Shakti clones in ages. Shakti's gonna gain Terminator, so if we stun Rex, Shakti still goes. If we stun Shakti, guess there's no real punish. And Rex is gonna go anyway. I have a first cleanse and straight up lose versus CLS. Absolutely just get rolled. I guess we're just trying JML. I don't know. This feels really clunky. I don't think that this can walk away with like ID banners here. And I think we probably will just actively like character meet start a battle. Okay, probably you just by default. Actually, Barris. Well, kind of counter synergy. I almost feel better without Jolie than with Jolie. His CLS isn't the craziest relic for whatever that's worth. I guess. This is so tragic. I actually just feel so sad that this is how he makes his debut. Is with some afterthought mods. But the life we're living. I guess the problem is, like, we can't actually just go the full trash Jedi route here. I don't know. We don't have that much kill press. That's the person you decide to shoot?